Good morning, people. I hope everyone's doing great today. I hope your Monday is going well so far. Let's jump right in it. Can Lyft fix what's irreparable? Let's get to it. All right. So, Lyft has rolled over the last couple of weeks. Lyft has rolled out a few adjustments for the drivers. Uh, Now, one of the adjustments was that they're going to give 70% of the earnings to the drivers, right? Okay. Then they came up with this now, and also they've released some form of a benefits package. Now, we're going to break down all of this. We're going to get into this. But I'm going to give you all some info. I'm going to clarify what's going on here and where all of this is actually coming from. And I'm going to give you my opinion on if I think that Lyft can fix what's irreparable. Okay? Now, all this is all coming from somewhere, and I'm going to clarify where it's coming from. See, that corporate America is strategic. They have to be in order to keep their businesses in the green. They can't be losing money. They have to make money. That's why they get in business. They got all these people in place at the corporate office, or at the corporate office or offices. You know what I'm saying? But all of them have a headquarters. And everybody has a duty, and their duty is to make that company strive so that they can be in the green at the end of the year, profit-wise. Well, in 2019, Lyft began selling stock on the stock market at $72 per share. All right. You know, it was a promising company. It promised and offered a lot of money to, it promised and offered a lot of opportunity to people that were seeking uh, the kind of work that give them flexibility and also entrepreneurship. A lot of people were interested in stepping into entrepreneurship. So they sold this dream and opportunity to a lot of people. Plus, the riders. Everybody was complaining about the price of public transportation and the taxi services and things of that nature. So, corporate America, they're strategic. They're going to try to fill a void um, that's going to provide demand to society so that they can profit. And this Lyft business model, was one of those. Well, they started selling, they went public in 2019. $72 per share. Okay. So let's fast forward to today. That's roughly a little over 4 years since they went public in the stock market. Today's stock price is right about $12.50 per share. So Lyft in 2019 opened on the stock market at $72 per share. A little over 4 years later, today's stock, Lyft stock, is down to $12.50. I hope you people are understanding where I'm coming from. So that's a major, that's a major loss from what it opened it. Okay? The people a lot of people invested and bought a lot of shares in this company. And this company over the years have constantly lost money. Investors are pulling back, selling what's left of the shares that they have. The more they do that, the more the stock price drops. And there's a bunch of discrepancies with the company and the way they treat the drivers. You have millions of unhappy drivers all over every city and state and in and outside of the United States, wherever Lyft is able to has been allowed to operate their business. So you have a bunch of negative publicity that's constantly hitting the news. Well, some publicity hits the news, some don't. But the stock price is at $12.50 something cent. Okay? That's almost that stock is down almost 55, 50, 56 cents. That's a lot of money for somebody that jumped in there and bought $100,000 worth of that stock and just been holding on to it. They're in the hole. It's a whole bunch of you out there that bought this stock when this stock first went public, or people that run your portfolio, people that handle your 401ks, or people that just buy and flip stocks for you. They bought these stocks. And a lot of these stocks they're sitting on thinking that they're going to rebound. And y'all are in the hole financially fooling with this stock. Now a lot of you all is pretty well off, but you don't put no money in something to lose. You put money in something to gain. This company, Lyft, is under major pressure by the investors in the company, the stockholders, to make major changes. They cannot offer the riders any more than what they're offering them, because they're already giving them 3 times cheaper fares to the riders. There's nothing else they can offer them. They can tweak a few things here and there to make them a little bit more comfortable, offering a bunch of stuff to them that puts more hardship on the drivers on the platform. But Lyft has nothing else to offer the riders. Now they have to offer the drivers something in an attempt to rebound the business. They're falling and they're at the trash can. So why not put out some money to rebound, which is considered a bait and switch tactic? Yes, they're promising things as they've done in the beginning when they started the company. Left it for a while, then switched it. So they got a bunch of drivers in that was making good money, no matter what they was driving at in the beginning, giving them all kind of bonuses and doing everything for them. And then as time went on and the profits started coming back in and they weren't panning out, because everybody that's buying stock in Lyft was buying stock in Lyft, they gonna get paid a dividend on schedule per their investment. The riders only riding because they're offering those wonderful fares. Lyft is going to make a profit at the end of the year if they have to rape the drivers without Vaseline. That leads the drivers to be fucked. So that's why now all of these sudden supposed to be changes is just window dressing to try to hold on to what drivers is left on the platform and to entice new drivers with their sudden changes. They keep a large influx of drivers continuing to sign up and to hold on to those that's still driving on the platform. Hey, and maybe it may even bring some of them back that quit driving. So this isn't this right here, these efforts that they're called themselves making, these changes here of as of the last couple of weeks, it's an attempt to fix a company that's irreparable. Lyft is broken. When that stock went down past $40, that company began to break. When that stock got down past $20, that stock broke that company. You can't add a piece to it because it can't be fixed. You can try to rebound it in the name of the shareholders, yes, and the investors in the company, but the company, Lyft, is irreparable. They've done too much damage and they have abused millions of drivers. The drivers are who make the company go. You would think that they would have had better structures in place for the drivers. But yet and still they was only focused on the business model of printing money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So the drivers were seen as replaceable because they had so many people that wanted to sign up and drive all over in every city and state that they were able to operate in. So they'll give the passengers all of the power against the drivers. This is why they have such large numbers of drivers being deactivated on a every minute basis, because they created a zero tolerance policy for the drivers. So the moment there's a complaint against a driver, they don't care about the validity of the complaint. The driver immediately gets removed from the platform for 5 to 7 days while they review it. This cuts the driver's earning potential off. You have a lot of people out here that's driving on these platforms that need this money, that join these platforms because they have no other employment. That was sold on the idea of being their own boss, setting their own hours, and actually being an entrepreneur for once in their lives. And then you have the business structure that's set up that only cares about making money. And then throwing the drivers away the moment there's something on allegation towards the driver by vindictive riders. Then every week they were tightening up on the fees. The driver's fees were all over the place. This was allowing them to take a bigger percentage of the driver's earnings on a weekly basis. There was there's millions of drivers just driving in areas where the demand is lower for riders, and there's more drivers in those areas. So those drivers in those areas are not going to make a lot of money. And because they're all fighting over that low demand for riders in that area, no matter what city or state it is. All over the map, they have low demand areas all over the map. And there's large numbers of drivers in those areas. And this is what's creating the imbalance to where those millions of drivers is not making any money. This is where all the unhappy people coming from. This is where all of the protests and app shutdowns and things over the years has coming from. You have people that's suffering. You got pockets in the map where you have people driving where there's more drivers than riders in a whole 100-mile circumference of area around. And these people are going out there driving and spending more gas money than the money that they're making because of the trips. You can set the filters, you can do whatever you want to do. That algorithm is going to send you trips how they want to send it to you. Oh, well, you can set the filters and you can cherry pick and all of that. You can do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's still not going to add up. If you're in an area where there's more drivers than riders, you're going to suffer. So that's where all of the complaining and the unfair pay, and then for all of those that has been a recipient of a false accusation and been removed from the platform, thrown away. I mean, don't give a damn about you. Just, hey, the next man up mentality. Yeah, there's millions of drivers that have been deactivated permanently for basically nothing but a false accusation. So you have all of this is out there in the universe. Some of these stories are reaching the news. Some of these stories are reaching the newspapers and news on the internet and national TV. That public publicity is all of it is hitting the price of the stock. It's a lot of people that invested in the company that say they don't want to be, will say, oh no, I don't want to be a part of any companies that's doing that to humans. And they're pulling their money. These sudden changes that Lyft is making, like that 70% of the earnings to the driver, that's bullshit. That does not add up. People, this is window dressing to bring you aboard if you haven't drove and you want to drive. This is window dressing to bring you aboard. Okay? For those of you that's still driving and trying to find a way out, continue to work hard to find a way out when you can get the hell up out of there. This company is getting ready to crash. I don't know when. But my opinion, Lyft is irreparable. The company is going to crash. I don't know when. We know how corporate America works. Now, I do know, well, I think this is a rule that because they're public, they can't merge Lyft and Uber. But I will tell you, there's going to possibility, it's possibly there's going to be a buyout. I don't know when, but Lyft is continuously to hold on. The company is bleeding. And now John David Richard is the CEO. He's the co-founder of the company. He graduated from Harvard Business School. Yeah, so he has a business mind. He's a philanthropist, and he's the founder of other businesses and things of that nature. Has some type of program where he helps children read, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, and that's good. But let's talk about this business model. Is his last ditch effort to make the drivers happy. All of the complaints that's coming from Lyft is the drivers. The riders have nothing to complain about. Well, of course they're the public. They're going to complain about something. But they're still going to use Lyft because they're utilizing that Lyft is offering them. I don't know. They're going to probably cut the percentages down now, but they're at least getting 70% cheaper rides. So if a rider catches a Lyft to work and back home every day and works 5 days a week, a couple of them days of the week, they're going to pay major prices. Okay? So they might pay $9 going and $9 coming for a couple of days. Then a couple of them days, they're going to hit them for $29 going and maybe $15 to $16 coming. You understand? They're going to get them. So on average, on a weekly basis, they're probably spending about, riding with Lyft, they're probably spending about $1.50 versus when they was using public transportation and all that, dealing with all that crowdedness and catching cabs or with some type of transportation service. Them transportation service are busting them in the head in cabs. They're spending about $300, some of them might be even $400 a week. But that's the price of getting to work. So Lyft come in here with this wonderful model, and all the riders jump in. That's what they're supposed to do. Jump in and hey man, I can save this much money a week. And then they hired all these drivers signed up in hopes that they can make them some good money to go with what incomes they have, or either follow their dream or utilizing Lyft as a stepping stone into entrepreneurship. It was all a dream. The riders are going to be okay. Now they're going to tighten the ropes up on them, but it ain't going to be too harsh. The drivers, this sudden change and offerings is just window dressing, people. It's nothing more. You understand what I'm saying? Lyft is irreparable. It starts with the stock market. If that stock sold at $72 a share in 2019 and just less than 4.5 years, that stock is down to $12.50. That company is at the dumpster. And it's a shame that the last changes they choose to make is to roll out something for the drivers that should have been rolled out for the drivers in the beginning. Now you want to offer the drivers 70% of their earnings and a benefits package and a way to deal with wrongful deactivations by pressing something in the app. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? Lyft is irreparable. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, I would like to say to all you all out there to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop for my latest videos and my live when I go live again. Hey, I would like to say that I fully support striking and protesting efforts of Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers from city to city and state to state. I fully commend you all for your unselfish approach to fight for change. Hey, even if we don't get any change, I stand with you 100% because you took time to fight for change for everyone. On 2/14/2024, there would be a driver's protest, Lyft and Uber drivers protest, and app shutdown. I would like to ask fellow riders and fellow drivers and riders to join in, shut your apps off, support the protest. Hey, I would like to say that I love you all, and I hope you all love me back. I hope the differences in our opinions doesn't change the love that we have for one another. Even if you stop loving me, I love you anyway. Hey, find you somebody to love today, even if you can't stand the sight of them. Takes negative energy to dislike. You can use that energy on something to better yourself. All right? Until my next video, let's get this bread, baby.